Right, shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Waharaka, Kadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I honor you brothers out there in highways and the byways, teaching His word in all sincerity and in truth. Now, this brother here asked, sincere question. He said, "Can you eat a burger with cheese?" And my question to him is there any other way? Nah, I'm only joking, man. But burger with cheese to me is extremely delicious. Cheese, a good cheese. I mean, because there's all different cheeses, of course, but you know, good cheese can go with anything, man. I like a nice mature cheddar cheese, but um, obviously, yeah, you can. And he said, okay, someone telling me you couldn't. Well, that's due to the interpretation of a particular scripture in Exodus or by the J double O's. Okay, now. So the J double O's, they don't mix meat with dairy products. In fact, they don't even store them together. It says after eating meat, you must wait a designated amount of time before consuming any dairy product. The particular length of time varies among different Jewish customs, but it's usually between 1 to 6 hours. And like I said, they don't cook meat and dairy together, and they don't store them together. They keep them in different fridges. Okay. Like, now, this is misinterpretation of a particular law. Now, before we even get the law, you can see that here in Genesis 18, and I believe this is Abraham, 18 and 7 said, Abraham ran onto the herd to fetch a calf, tender and good. So this was a young cow, but this wasn't a cow that was a baby cow, okay? And gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. And he took butter, which is dairy product, and milk, which is dairy, which shows you our people ate dairy. However, nowadays we're so jacked up, man. We got lactose intolerance and all that stuff, and obviously everything in its measure. Anyway, and he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. All right. So there's it's not an issue with eating some meat and having a cup of milk or something. Like, what it is let's get the law. Seeds. It's talking about eating baby animals, basically. If you know what I'm saying, like baby lamb. Because in fact, let me read it. Exodus 34 and 26. The first of the first fruits of thy land shalt thou bring unto the house of thy Lord. Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. Now, seethe a kid in his mother's milk is talking about cooking. And notice it says kid, which represents a young animal, a young goat. Right? Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. Now, what does it mean in his mother's milk? Well, they'll take it literal, as in you're not supposed to boil like a goat in milk. No, that's not what it's talking about. It's talking about a baby animal that's still not weaned of its mother. Now, in nature, naturally, I believe it's about 5 to 6 months before naturally a baby lamb or whatever will wean off the mother's milk. Once it's weaned off the milk, then you can eat it. But if you do it before that, you're breaking the law, right? Because you'll be deceiving a kid, cooking a kid while it's in its mother's milk, while it's still drinking from the mother. All right, like I said, about 5 to 6 months. So really, you got these baby lamb, right? Which I'm only because it's difficult to understand this term baby lamb, but now I know specifically. I was like, what do they consider a baby? Well, it's good that you asked, bro, because then it allowed me to really get into the numbers. So naturally, a lamb is weaned off the milk around 6 months, 5 to 6 months, which would be like what 20 to 25 weeks, right? Now it says the meat of sheep 6 to 10 weeks old is usually sold as baby lamb, right? So really, what they're calling baby lamb in these supermarkets and restaurants is going off, you know. So really, supposed to be eating a lamb that's 6 to 10 weeks old, because naturally that lamb would be in its mother's milk. Now, not to add confusion, but just to show you how messed up this world is, a lamb that's 6 to 10 weeks old in today's day and age is usually weaned, because they wean the lambs and the kids off the mother early. They wean them between 30 to 40 days. Um, I'm not saying everyone does that, but that is a practice. Um, Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It should be. Uh, where is it? Uh, okay, so you got here like early weaning takes place. Lambs are 60 days old. And then it said they should weigh a certain amount. So for whatever reason, the nuance, sometimes it's saying here to take stress off the ooze and all this stuff, whatever. But sometimes these farmers, they wean the lambs off the milk early. All right, now I don't know if that's an ancient practice or modern day practice. I don't know. I don't fully know the benefits. I've never farmed them kind of animals. I've only been around chicken farms. I never did farm the lamb or no goat to know the virtue of that. All I know on a basic level is, in nature, if you were just to leave them up to their own devices, they would wean in around 6 months. So as far as I see there, then under 5, 6 months, you're probably running a risk there. But everything shall be revealed in its time. I just, the main thing to understand is, yes, you can eat um meat and dairy products together. You can store them together. You can cook them together. You know what I'm saying? All right. So them JOOs, as per usual, are going off, but that just shows you they're not the people, man. They're just bugged out, man. They're on some different thing. That's why the man are having sex with holes in sheets and all kind of crazy stuff. They're crazy. All right. So, hey, Tawada for the question. Okay. Shalom.